Alright, guys, we're on episode 8 of Interspecies Reviewers. Sorry about that. Episode 8 of Interspecies Reviewers. And by God, I gotta say this. We've come a long journey with these guys. They've done so much things in these episodes that they will do whatever it takes to give us ratings on what our taste was. From elf girls to minotaurs to harpies to furries, to gender swapping, all those kind of different species. Cyclops girls, salamander girls. We could go on. But now, they decided to focus on something that was really great to start off with. Role-playing. Now, we are into role-playing. Some of us are into role-playing stuff. Not like if you're into that 50 Shades of Grey, or if you're into that Euphoria. I mean, if you watch Euphoria, which is one of the most top 10 like hentais, which is do the BDSM work. That's what they did. So they go to a brothel where you do a role playing. The girls acted out like they tie up in chains. You interrogate them for 15 minutes, and then you take them to their rooms and do whatever you want with them. Putting wax on them, tying up into rope, putting ropes on their body, tying up that. If you into that BDSM type, but when they show when our reviewers decided to dress up as the KKK, I don't know why would they do that. Like, I don't know if I should clap for them or not, because they dress up like you know what. It's kind of disturbing, but still, why? Why would you do that to us? You could have think of another outfit to dress up as to interrogate them, but to them dressing up like that? Oh, I just don't know why. So they do the interrogation thing, and Krim, he is the horniest boy out of these reviewers. He is the horniest boy in the group. The horniest boy. We're talking like so much symbolism with Krim in this episode about his penis. Like, I get it, he's an angel boy, he's kind, he didn't want to interrogate these women, but it's too much. So again, when they reveal his penis and it's the size of a giant spear, it's just so much symbolism to that point. We're like, wow, they really going hard about this guy. He's so horny that even the angels in heaven don't want him. That's why Penny and Stockings were at Earth at one time. But my point is, so horny enough that that halo ain't gonna be fixed. That's what I'm trying to say. If he keeps this up, he's gonna be down there. But each of them did reviews on doing some role playing, and that's great and all. If you and I understand where they're coming from, because we sometimes like to do role playing with our lover. Like, imagine you do some cosplay role playing action with you dressing up as Kagome and one dressing up as Inuyasha, and then you have that Inuyasha role playing like, I will stick my Tetsaiga in you. And then you got the role-playing Kagome. It's like, oh, yes, stick that Tetsaiga in me. That's role-playing. Or how about when you do a role-playing thing with Misty and Ash? You like put your Pokeballs inside of you. That's role-playing, But if you're into that BDSM type thing, that's your style. Me, personally, I'm not really into that BDSM. Because the thing is, I don't want to tie girls' rope and put bruises on them when they, all that kind of thing. Put handcuffs on them, all that stuff. That's not my style. I mean, if you want to experience it for the first time. But me personally, I'm not into that BDSM because I feel bad for them. I'm, not like that. But you guys get the point. Krim, on the other hand, he made out with another furry girl. And I'm like, wait a minute. You made out with a hyena girl. Now you're making out with another furry girl. I think it's like a wolf, dog type. But you made out with another furry, and she looked at your size of a carrot, a giant carrot, and she had sex with it. And I'm like, this guy loves furries. Can we all agree on that? Now, aside from that, we're going to go on to the other scene. The brothel, the succubus of all succubus brothels. They'll be gone for a whole week. So that brothel is sold, the Tower of Succubus. The Tower of Draining Your Life. With 60 floors and over 1,000 succubus. And the whole trick, I'm looking at her, I'm like, is she Morgan from Darkstalkers? If you have watched Darkstalkers, and if you played Darkstalkers, and if you played Marvel vs. Capcom, and if you know Morgan, look at her. Because Morgan got the green hair and the whole trick look like her. Now, what I like about this brothel is that you can pick out any succubus you want because their body will transform into it. So with Zell, on the other hand, he's like, I want a black hair succubus with I want a succubus with long black hair, a fake body, big breasts, and then no pubes. And then they all just transform and they all come out. And they're so cheap that you could spend time with them for a week. Like you could just live in there for a week. And you got these other AI characters, these other side characters like, I want a small little girl succubus. I want a small breasted succubus. I want a motherly MILF succubus. That's the thing about them. You could pick out whatever succubus you want and they transform. So if you into that, so it's like the golden one, but this is a mere difference one. Unlike this one with the succubus, you can make out with them regardless. Like you could have a succubus with a six-pack, or a thick succubus with any type, they'll transform. And Krim picks out any succubus. He picked out a random succubus one. Now, due to the content, they decided to use Krim's mayo as a symbolism of his penis to have to show so the succubus had to show us what she been doing with them, like giving them a rim job, licking the inside of it. It's like grabbing this, like squeeze, like coming all out. I'm like, this girl a freak. But I love how it showed everything the succubus been doing to Krim's mayo as a symbolism to his thing. So it was really great. Now, about their reviews, I understand where they're coming from. I get it. Succubus girls are the horniest of all interspecies girls. In terms of monster girls, they are so horny to a point where you're so tired out. They're 1,000 times hornier than us guys. And I know back then we used to say men in general are pigs, but I'm not saying about myself. That's like the generality, generality of men being the horniest of all. But have you seen succubus girls? Succubus girls are horny. They will suck everything out of your body. Like to that point, you're like, okay, I'm tired. Like first you have sex with them, you finish, and then you're like, I'm done. And then you come back again. No, let's keep going. They are so horny to that point when you want to keep going, but you can't get it up. You could climax like 10 times, but they ain't giving up. They will keep sucking the life out of you over and over again. And I like that. I mean, not that I have a problem with that, but if it's like that brothel is for those, if you're a horny adventurer who's stressed out, who is so stressed out from work, so stressed out from gaming, so stressed out from everything you have in your life, you could just go to that brothel and fuck every succubus girl you want. Now, I look forward for next week's episode. But that old lady at that episode, the way how she was sucking on it reminds me of like that lady from, she's like the Tsunade of the interspecies reviewers. Can we all agree on that that old lady is the Tsunade of the interspecies reviewers? She is the Grandma Tsunade. Let's all agree on that. Now, I also like the part with Krim, everybody else, all the heroes, all the reviewers came out from the brothel and just like zombie-fied, like that was it was like a good experience, but bad for them. But still, I like the reviews. Some gave it a 7, some gave it a 6. It was alright, average-wise. But again, I look forward for next week's episode of Interspecies Reviewers. Episode 9 is going to be with the dead. I think it's going to be with the zombie girls. And I'm really looking forward to see other interspecies or any type of thing. But overall, this episode taught us the values of role-playing, BDSM, and succubus girls. So if you into those kind of things, that's your style. So I look forward for next week's episode, and I hope you will.